Okay, so today we'll be going over a demo of Space Invaders Pygame program. Here we have our main program, main.py, importing Pygame so that you can initialize it here and just call upon the library for Pygame just to pretty much do a lot of the heavy work for everything that you need to do to make the game work. You create a screen, initialize all the different sprites and things like that from the different classes we'll go over, such as level, player, and so a lot of the programming for Pygame is using object-oriented programming classes. So here, for example, we have a level class. It starts with 0, and then you can have one that returns the current level, or the next level, which is just the level plus 1, and that will allow you to have however many levels you want. As we go into the game loop, an easy way to just have a level cap or a final level is just have an if statement of if it's less than a value. So if the current level is less than 3, it will call upon the next level function, which will cause it to create a new level until you get to that final level. And then for enemy and player, it's very similar. You render in the sprite for them by importing a PNG is what I use, but pretty much any image or sprite file you can use, creating a hitbox for them, and then as a hitbox as well as just their positioning within the screen. And then this here is using the pygame.key method, which when get pressed for this specific example would mean that like when you hit the left key, it will perform this action, and the right key will perform the action. Or within the code itself, we have a similar thing where when the Pygame spacebar is hit, it will cause the bullets to be shot. As far as the game loop, pretty much you just have everything running in one big loop, and while it's running you will call all your different classes and all your different variables to perform the things that you want to do. Like we said with the levels, as long as the current level is less than 3, it will continue to spawn a new level, and it will spawn new enemies for that new level. And when that's done, it has an else statement to print out a win condition. On the opposite part, we have collisions, which will give you a lose screen. Earlier on in the loop, we define collisions as pygame.sprite.sprite collide player and enemies, and that's basically just a fancy way of saying that a collision will happen when the sprites of the players and the enemies meet each other, and when that happens you will lose. And so a lot of Pygame is just creating different objects and classes and creating different functions that take those classes and are able to do cool things with them. So if we go into the game, you can see that it is working as intended. So when I press space, it shoots. When I hit the left and right keys, it goes left and right. And let's see if I can kill them quickly. I have a for loop, or a function made for the for loop that spawns new enemies. It will continue to have an extra row within the set of enemies. So this time it spawns 6 instead of 5. And so for each level that it iterates through, it will have an additional row, making it harder. This is defining the spawn enemies function. And yeah, there's different things you can do to manipulate it, but it's really just down to your creativity and whatever you want to do within the game.